The Mosquito. This story is about a young mosquito called Giang. Every day he travels around looking for food, and the favourite food for a mosquito, of course, is blood. Giang is a lonely mosquito, and he has very few friends. As an infant, his parents would put out rancid meat to attract flies, just so he would have someone to play with. As he grew into an adult, he would go out alone and travel hundreds of meters in search for food. One day he saw a beautiful girl and flew down for a sniff. The girl was called Giang, and he loved the smell immediately. He flew by her shoulder and smelt her sweet perfume. He could see her blood pumping through her veins, and he could feel her heart beating as he flew up and down close to her body. He knew that she was the only girl for him, and he wanted her so badly. He kept looking for a safe place to drink her blood, and then he saw it. Giang flew up to her ear and decided to drink from her neck. Suddenly, Giang heard him whistle and swatted him with her hand. He plummeted to the ground like a falling bomb. His little body bounced as he hit the pavement, and it took almost an hour for him to regain the use of his wings. Giang limped home in misery and agony. When he arrived home, he was greeted by his friend Tuan. "I've had a terrible day," he said. "I'm sorry, but I don't want to listen to your story. It's boring," Tuan replied rudely. He threw his impolite friend out and then went inside to watch TV. That evening, he was visited by his friend Giang, and he listened to her story carefully. Giang thought for a moment and then said, "You should bite her in a place that she cannot hit you." Giang thanked her for her advice and offered her some chicken. The next day, Giang went out looking for his loved one. He searched, and just as he was about to give up, he saw her. Without hesitation, he flew up to her and looked around for somewhere to bite. He followed her into the coffee shop and was distracted briefly by the smell of coffee. Then he saw the perfect place to bite her. He flew over and started to sink his nose into her bottom. Unfortunately, she was just sitting down at the time. Giang felt his little bones crushing as he tried to escape from under her. He managed to wiggle his way out from beneath her body and slid down the chair of the leg onto the floor. He checked himself to make sure that he was in one piece before flying home again. When he arrived home, he went straight to his room and fell asleep. The next day he tried again and again, but could never get to his beloved blood. He tried biting her face and got splattered into the wall. Then he tried to bite her head, and she squashed him into her hair. He tried her hand, but as you can imagine, that was a big mistake. He felt very frustrated and miserable at his failing. But then he got an idea. "I will bite her ankle," he said in an excited voice. That afternoon, he looked for Giang. He tried the coffee shop, parks, then he tried the zoo, and there she was, looking lovely as ever. He swooped down and looked at her legs. She was wearing a skirt, so it was easy for him to bite her ankle. He closed his eyes and he made his final approach. He sunk his nose in and started to drink. Yummy, he thought while he was drinking. Then he noticed something strange. "I don't remember her leg being so hairy," he thought while opening his eyes. "It is so hairy." He pulled out his nose and flew away slightly. "Ah!" he screamed out. He looked in horror at what he saw. In front of him stood a dirty old monkey that was scratching an area on its bottom where he had bitten it. "Oh my God!" he screamed while spitting and coughing. Giang became a vegetarian after that day and never tasted blood ever again Now he lives his life sucking juice from carrots and tomatoes, and he has never been happier. The end. Thanks for listening. See you next time.